I play lead guitar in Boston Manor, and this is some of the gear that I'm using. Well, I have too many guitars, but the main one that I take on tour with me, because I don't care about it too much, is just a blacked out standard Fender Mexican Stratocaster that I've had set up. I've popped in the like a Seymour Duncan hot rail in the bridge setting, just to give it like a little bit of extra sound, a little bit of extra kind of, you know, fuller sound. And I've had the bridge locked down, so I don't really use the tremolo. And Dazumakis sets all it up for super cheap back at home. I don't have much money at the moment, so I'm kind of using like the bog standard setup at the moment. It kind of just complements the kind of sound we've got right now, but like I'm in the market for some new ones, probably when the album comes out. Obviously a Boss TU3, because you've got to stay in tune. I've got a Boss chorus pedal, CH2 I think it is. I got it super cheap off eBay. It doesn't really work that great because the button's damaged on it. I basically just turned that on just to make it in like the kind of ambient sections of the songs, just to make everything sound a little bit more full and to give it a little bit of a wobble. And I've got a DD3 Boss delay pedal. I love Boss pedals. And that's set up so that it kind of, I've got it on a really short delay and short feedback setting, so it basically thickens up the lead that I'm playing, just to give it a little bit of extra, like, you know. And I use a Tube Screamer, just a standard Ibanez one, which I think I might swap out for a Boss Blues driver. And that's basically with the drive all the way down, volume all the way up. And I use that for most of the drive that's going on stage, and I use it about 90% of the time. I also got the Electro Harmonics Cathedral pedal, which is my favorite pedal ever. It's just amazing. You can do like tap delay, and it gives like this awesome sustain where you can hold down one of the buttons, one of the foot switches, and then play over it. And it just sounds great, and it's just reverb for days basically. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I use at the moment. I've just got I'm using a loner at the moment, but I use orange Tiny Terror head, which does the job. And I'm tiny and I'm lazy and it's easy to carry, so yeah. I use Ernie Ball, heavy top, skinny top, heavy bottoms. Yeah. I don't know what the exact gauges are, but they're the kind of best kind of strings for us to use, because we drop the tuning by full step when we play live. And I just use Jim Dunlop picks that are 73 millimeters, and with the grip, and those are great.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play rhythm in Boston Manor, and this is some of the gear I've been using. Got this a couple of years ago. It's just a Fender sort of classic player Jaguar with the humbuckers instead of the single coil. Yeah, I kind of got it just because, well, I thought it looked fucking cool. I played it a little bit and I thought it sounded cool. But yeah, it wasn't really sort of hot enough for me, so I ended up swapping the pickup out for a bare knuckle painkiller, which is just super high output, mostly used for like people who enjoy my sugar. Yeah, it's decent. I mean, it rings a lot, so I've had to put like a bit of foam here just to kind of stop it, because every time I like cut it out, I just hear like a ah every time. I did have one up here as well, but I just was too dead. There was no sustain at all. Put tape literally everywhere because there's that many knobs on it. It's a logistical nightmare. So I've sort of put tape here to stop this from kind of going down and cutting out. So this one's to stop the low cut from coming off. And I've put one here to stop the kill switch as well. And the blend settings are always on full, so I always play just like from the bridge, never blend it or anything. I've just got a basic tuner. It's just like a Boss TU2. It's, you know, it does the job basically. We're all broke as fuck, so. Yeah, I've got like an NS2 as well. Just again, just literally does the job. You know, it stops me from ringing out all the time and causing loads of noisy feedback because I'm nice and noisy really. And then I've sort of got a Maxon OD9, which is just kind of like an Ibanez TS9, except basically when Ibanez brought out their pedals, when they kind of updated and upgraded the TS9s, they swapped the chip out for like a slightly worse one. It was kind of, it had more of like a fizz to it. So the Maxon is kind of the original chipping and everything. And I feel like it's, you know, I prefer it a lot more, and it's got more of a bite, and I like it. And then I use a Electro Harmonix Cathedral. But unfortunately the other day actually, we played London Underworld, and the security guard threw a kid like straight onto my pedal board, and I like it snapped the mode selector off, so I just can't really use it at the moment. Luckily I only really use it on one setting at the minute, so I just kind of go get some pliers and just like turn it around so it sets on the grill flip, and that just kind of basically gives me a bit of a wobble, just kind of make it a bit moody, and you know, I just kind of prefer it that way. Constantly using the infinite button on that as well, because you know, it kind of breaks up the silences a little bit, and it kind of, I don't know, just kind of like fills it out, you know, to sound cool and ambient. And then I just use like a Fuel Tank Junior, set by a T-Rex, and I just use that to kind of power everything up. Most of the time it's noiseless. I've had a few problems with it recently, but it's useful for like going to the US and stuff, because you've got like a toggle on there which changes it to the US like wattage and things, so it's pretty good. So on this tour I'm using a JCM 2000 by Marshall. Never really used it before, but at the moment I'm really liking it. It sounds wicked. It's like 2 channels lead and rhythm as well. You know, I just keep it on the lead channel, keeps it nice and sort of, you know, punchy, lots of gain and stuff. But back home I use like a PV6505 Plus, which is literally the most metal amp you could ever wish for, and I don't really like it that much because, I don't know, I'm just super broken. I had it when I was in a metal band before. I just, yeah man, I think it's just time to change that guy, I think. Kind of keep that on the crunch channel, just because if you put it on lead, it fizzes way too much. It's super noisy, and I kind of just want an orange, probably, so yeah. 0.88mm picks, and I play like, at the moment I'm playing beefy slinkies just by head knowledge, because they're quite chunky for rhythm, and it's kind of like fattens the sound a little bit. Well, I find anyway. Less bending and things, because if you're using like kind of high gauge, like super thin strings, when you're playing like rhythm and stuff, when you're doing the chords, sometimes you can bend the string and it just kind of knocks out a tune and stuff. So it's better to have a heavier gauge, I'd say. Well, especially with the playing D standard, which is, you know, like half step up from what everyone else sounds like for us. So yeah.